We start with breaking news in the filing of formal charges against Tyler Robinson, the man arrested for the death of Charlie Kirk. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Shocker, and at any minute, the Utah County Attorney's Office will officially announce those charges. The charges against the 22-year-old are expected to be aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice. Robinson is scheduled for his first appearance before a judge coming up at 3 this afternoon. But as investigators work to gather evidence against him, they have not announced a motive. That's even though Kirk's conservative allies call his assassination a politically motivated act. FBI Director Kash Patel has been in the hot seat on Capitol Hill this morning over his handling of the case.
Our teams in Salt Lake City, our SACs out there across the country, our lab technicians in Quantico who raced to complete the evidence analysis so the public could have the answers they need. These people worked through the night without sleep for days on end. They are to be commended. They are not to be attacked.
And this hearing was not called in response to the criticism of the Kirk investigation. It was the annual FBI oversight hearing. Director Patel also faced questions about the Jeffrey Epstein case and lack of evidence of a so-called Epstein client list. NBC News Daily will have more coverage of Patel's testimony coming up at 1. And Luigi Mangione, the man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, was also in court today. And the judge threw out 2 of his state murder charges related to acts of terrorism. Those charges were dropped because New York law doesn't consider something terrorism because it was motivated by ideology. Mangione does still face the second-degree murder charges for the shooting death last December. He also faces federal charges of murder with a firearm, stalking, and another firearms offense. 9 News Investigates learned that back in July, the FBI was alerted to disturbing posts and online activity of the 16-year-old Evergreen High School shooter. The Anti-Defamation League got the information and forwarded what they knew to the FBI. They knew the person behind the post admired mass shooters, had an affection for white supremacist symbols and language, and was collecting tactical gear. But they did not know Desmond Hawley's name or where he lived. The FBI says it did launch an investigation, but we're still working to learn what exactly agents did to try to connect the posts to the person responsible for them. And 1 person is recovering today from injuries they got during a wrong-way crash on I-25 yesterday, but that driver is in custody. Jeremy Klein shared this dash cam video with us of a Larimer County deputy chasing after the car going south in the northbound lanes of I-25. The sheriff's office says deputies tried to pull the driver over near Loveland, but they took off. The driver hit several cars before deputies performed a pit maneuver and made an arrest. We do not know the severity of the injuries that sent that other person to the hospital. It is a little cooler today, but tomorrow you'll really notice it. So let's get right on over to Senior Weather Impact Meteorologist Chris Bianchi for the latest. Hey, Chris, is it fall-like weather, you think?
You know, it's like fall light. It's like in between fall and summer, something like some autumn. You get what I'm trying to do?
Some autumn.
Yeah, some autumn. We're heading straight into some autumn here for the next couple of days. But right now we're in the upper 60s, lower 70s for us here around the Denver area. I'll come up with something better. Feel free to email Sam and I as well if you got a better idea as well. But we're in the upper 60s, low 70s right now. Fair bit of cloud cover overhead. 70s, 80s, Eastern Plains, 60s for the most part in the high country. And the radar starting to get a little busy for us, seeing some widespread showers for us here across the mountains. Also should mention for my friends out in Logan County, do have a few rumbles of thunder out there, but the main action starting to pop on off for us here across our mountains with some widespread showers and a few rumbles of thunder. Now, things will pick up as we head over the next few hours as showers and storms will have the potential for severe weather for us along the eastern plains and especially the northeast plains. That's where I'm a bit more concerned about that potential for large hail and damaging winds. Otherwise, today, mid-70s, storms between 3 and 9 p.m. for us here in Denver. Again, 3 to 9 p.m. Maybe you're going to the Rockies game. Maybe you're going to Red Rocks tonight. If so, you're going to want to stick around for my full weather. I'll have details on that for you in just a couple minutes.
Chris, thank you. Denver Mayor Mike Johnson has laid out the rest of his plan to help fill a big budget hole. City Council will need to give final approval, but some new savings come from the city closings of all homeless shelters that are leased and not owned. The city also expects to save money sending out property tax statements on postcards instead of letters. And in addition, Denver will cut the amount it offers in its Black Friday Rec Center membership sale. That's expected to save nearly $1.5 million. You'll also want to be sure to watch your speed on city roads because Mayor Johnston wants to ramp up photo radar enforcement next year. He says that could make the city about $2 million. These ideas will only fill part of the $200 million hole. More than half of it is filled with last month's layoffs and decisions to leave open jobs vacant.
You have to make the hard decisions to live within your means. You have to be able to balance your budget, even when it's difficult.
And Denver is not the only city having to make these cuts. Research from Pew shows 20 of the 25 biggest cities in the U.S. have budget gaps driven by declining sales tax revenues from national economic uncertainty. History Colorado wants to honor communities of color, women, and LGBTQ+ with its Heritage for All campaign. The goal is to find 150 currently unrecognized spaces and places that tell stories from those communities. History Colorado wants to then see them added to the State Register of Historic Places by 2026. The museum invites you to make suggestions online right now, and so far, more than 50 sites have been listed as part of the Heritage for All initiative. Some of those include Denver Fire Station 3, Far East Center, Colorado's Women's College, the Owl Club, and the Book Garden site in Congress Park.
Every Coloradan has a place in Colorado's grand human story, and we want to make sure that the official records, whether they are our archives and collections or they are the historic register, really reflects the rich, diverse history that has made Colorado.
And History Colorado is on track to reach the halfway point of its goal this year, which is about 25 more sites than it has right now.